You're creepily good at that.
I'm imagining each vase as XIII-XVI face. Helps to improve my aim.
He did what needed to be done. Antonius Regius was found guilty in a legal ecclesiastical court.
Contradiction of terms.
But still legal.
By the hand and pen of Psycho-Emperor, with a foreign religion from some Persian cult, with a god who says to destroy all non-believers.
A religion that's now yours.
And are they going to try to immolate Regius again?
Unfortunately not.
Unfortunately?
From my work's perspective, they can't overturn a divine pardon, even on a basket case like your ex-boyfriend.
Or maybe his god is the real god.
Now that's how Ilias—
Say the word illegal, Philippus, and I'll shoot that cup right out of your hand before it touches your fucking lip.
Also, by the way, I'm not coming tonight, but it's your baptism.
Got plans.
Well, I got you a new toga, a cloth of gold and all.
No thanks, I don't need one.
Did you just say no thanks to cloth of gold?
All right. Have a great
day at work. Babe.
Antonius had decided not to become baptized in the Christian church. But that Christian church still was to be opened the former temple of Artemis, now to be as the Church of St. Ambrose of Milan. Others who had been frightened by the near immolation of Regius Avius, though smaller in number than they who were convinced that his survival of it meant that he really was the son of Zeus, still enlisted into the ranks of those who were due to be baptized in a ceremony overseen by none other than the deacon general himself, Jonichus Quarticus. As Jonichus led the procession into the church, others, inspired by Regius Avius, stood by outside, watching in silent horror, shock, and disappointment, and awaited the arrival of Regius Avius, whom they looked at as the leader of the opposition to what they say as forced conversion and Christian madness. When all of a sudden, just before Regius arrived, a loud flash was seen by those outside, and a noise was heard.
Now this is a sad day.
Tell me about it. I feel so helpless to do anything.
We did almost everything we could. I think at least Antonius must have called bullshit on the whole thing. I don't see him anywhere in the procession.
Oh, holy Jupiter himself, what was that? That was loud!
Is that lightning?
Oh my god!
Lightning struck the church.
It's a sign from the gods!
The church is collapsing.
Is there anybody still in there?
Most got out, but Jonichus Cowarticus is still in there. Serves him right.
Wait, Regius, what are you doing? Stay clear of the church! I'm going in to save Jonichus!
You're fucking bad shit. You won't make it. It's too late for him, Regius. No, it's not. Let him get crushed. There's nothing you can do. After all that shit he said about you, after he tried to have you killed, I know, but none of that shit matters right now. I'm going. Are you crazy? Yes, I'm not thinking too hard about it.
You're just gonna run into a collapsing building to save your worst enemy? You can't do it! It's suicide!
I have to do it? Oh, fuck me. It is a motherfucking Zeus chore. God and gods above. All right, Jonichus! Jonichus, it's Regius! If you can hear me, hold on! All right, I'm on my way!
Here they come! Fuck that noise. Nope, never doing that again. Fuck that. Here
I'm okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Am I? Where am I? What the flying fuck? Am I dead? And so these chores I do might not look like much to you, but it's what he asked me to do. I'll bet you didn't expect to see, of all people, me risking his ass to rescue you. No, I didn't. It might be hard for me to do, maybe harder for you. It's not what I choose, it's up to Zeus. Wherever it might lead, no matter what it might take, no matter who it might be, no matter what is at stake, I'm just following his plan to make me a better man. You saved me, thank you. I'm sorry about everything. I didn't deserve what you did to rescue me. Everyone deserves a second chance. Yeah! Woohoo! Yeah! Yeah! Yay!
Regius Avius saved Jonicus Cowardicus that afternoon, and you would think that would be the end of our story. But you would be wrong for watching from the balcony of the Enclave. Not everyone was as excited to see such a rescue take place.
I don't understand it. Everything went off as planned. That Avius is more than just a thorn in the side. He is now actually in my way, an actual obstacle. Unrelatedly, how is our guest holding up?
Sleeping soundly, stirring slightly. When she wakes up, she wants more tincture of poppy, and that lets her sleep more soundly. She needs to eat soon.
Good. Keep her sedated until I tell you otherwise. When Jodicus gets his mother back, we want to have the Avius boy to blame for it. She won't remember anything and finds him as her captor, and they can feast then.
I have another thought.
You see, Mr. Avius was just arriving when our new Oriental toys started flying. How do they know that it was not Mr. Avius trying to recapture public opinion?
Why not both? He both aimed and fired off the Chinese lightning from a box and captured Latrinia, who would wake up just in time to see Captain Perfidious having just slain him, explains this to her. And she never questions us again, as long as they don't find out about the building being not exactly built to last.
That one pivotal keystone holding it all together was just so loose. I warned them of this, but they ignored it. I said it's a linchpin, and if it gets removed, the whole place will come down like dominoes.
A shame, really, isn't it? That we had no idea at all and are shocked, I tell you, that such a travesty occurred.
I'll see to it. About the specifications as to the intended target, you said, let me see if I'm following rightly, a devout male. That's all it needs to be?
I would have thought that the Casellas boy would have been enough, but it didn't work. I can't understand what failed there. Then you brought me the Avius boy, but the prognosticators of our church said he'd received a divine pardon. So there was only one devout male left to try. And now he has been rescued by the last victim we intended to sacrifice, but fucking failed. It doesn't matter to which god, as long as he's devoted to a god with the power I will have in my hands, and I will gain it. Oh yes, we could wipe out the pagan race off of the face of the earth, an extirpation of the most grand proportions. In the meanwhile, I have the cardinal to meet with tomorrow morning. Get ready for an announcement by tomorrow evening.
What announcement, sir?
That the cardinality has a vacancy, of course.
To charge with black magic a bishop so eminently Catholic is to cast similar suspicion on the great religious orders which he instituted, and the devil thereby could scarcely fail to profit. There has been a legend of some attempted anti-pope. Nobody knows who he was. But if you look into history, his name, Nicodemus Malavino, Bishop of Dominguez, should send you chills in any era. What is known of the anti-pope's character lends color to an accusation of the kind. He was daring in the presence of the wicked, compelling to those who were weak, and groveling with the strong before him, conniving, clandestine, and intriguing, devoid of faith and morals, seeing religion as an engine of impunity and a machine for domination in the name of God. For such a person, the true Christian virtues were obstacles, and empathy was a difficulty which had to be overcome. He would therefore make priest after his own heart, or capable, that is to say, of any horror at his order and command, and he sought to command more than men, for the powers of hell, maybe the devil himself. Did not Christ give the church the power to command demons, he thought? Not an exorcist, but an evocation, he thought, could help him rid the world of an entire race of people faster than a savior could. He did not want them saved, he wanted them extinct. He sought to use demons as an instrument of power, aspiring to make darkness even darker before the eyes of the multitude by usurping the light of day. To do what he thinks must be done to bring forth Christ was to make his kingdom on earth. That kingdom could not come as long as the pagans still existed. And so at need, and in his bold hands, he recruited a militia of religious enforcement, heartless butchers and incendiaries. He demanded servitude, reserving power and liberty for himself, to harness Satan for God's own use on earth. And it should not be surprising if the authors of such a conspiracy against public good and all religions should hope to manifest and in a sense to incarnate on the earth of the evil empire. Standing in his way is the Cardinal Christophus Colusius, his direct superior in the church hierarchy, who unlike Nicodemus insisted on a soft touch with the pagans, even loved them, and said that many Capamonia would Christianize if and when it was ever ready. Cardinal Colusius preached tolerance until then. Tolerance did not work for Bishop Nicodemus, and the cardinal's schedule was too slow for the bishop's tastes. Unluckily for the cardinal, he and the bishop shared only one taste at all. They both drank tea.
As you all know, the cardinal was a great and passionate leader for the church and for the cause of Christ. He was found last night by the Bishop of Dominguez, who alerted authorities in the church right away. His tea was still warm. He said it must have happened quickly. The church shall investigate whether or not pagans had a hand in the cardinal's demise. But the vacancy does leave an opening in the church hierarchy. Bishop Nicodemus, while shocked and stunned at the discovery of his longtime mentor's remains, says the church will firm up its stances to bring the whole of the Roman Empire into line with the teachings of Christ and the Blessed Mother. The opening in the church line does leave room for one to advance, and Bishop Nicodemus' name is already being floated to be his replacement. It is likely the Holy Father will appoint Nicodemus, which would put Nicodemus one step closer to succeeding the Pope himself. In the meanwhile, pagans are being investigated to see if there was any foul play.
In what appeared to be an impossible feat, no matter how one looks at it, Jonicus, Cowarticus, and Regius Avius, from that moment were cautious allies when catching up with him to thank him. Regius Avius received a knock at his back door.
Oh, it's you. Hey. Hey, you, can I come in? Through my back door, there's a giggle to be had somewhere, I think, here or there. A giggle, I think, best had in there, I think. Don't threaten me with a good time, I might say yes. May I come inside? Fuck yes, you can. Of course, come on in. I brought you this. Syrian wine. Ooh, this is expensive. You are Syrian, aren't you? Extended Empire boy? I dis. Born and raised, and it's the least I could do, given the world of hell I put you through. Believe it or not, I understand. Here, sit with me. I understand your position to some degree. You know, I take it that this isn't poisoning me because I really would never hurt your mother. No, not poison. And I know that now. You risked your life to save me. You didn't even hesitate. Yeah. Thank you. Of all people to show up at my place, but Jonicus Cowarticus himself. This is surreal, but you're welcome. I gotta do my Zeus chores. A Zeus course? It's like a tug at the heart. If I don't help people when Zeus asks me to. The thunder god makes me life miserable, so I help people. It sounds downright Christian of you. I hope that wasn't an insult. No, far from it. A compliment, sir. Well, thank you. I hope you understand I was under a lot of pressure with the temples, and from then onward I have a lot of pressure on me right now that I do not like. Pressure? I was afraid that you would out me to everyone after our exchange at the fort. Christian church and homosexuality are like oil and water. Yeah. The bishop wanted me to mutilate you, cut you up to make an example of you on night one. Mighty Aphrodite, he's twisted. He even wanted me to cut off your manhood. Well, I'm glad you decided to let me keep it. Me too. There you go. Threatening me with a good time again. Actually, my position was to let you go with a slap on the wrist, but if I wasn't going to order anything more severe, the bishop came down hard on me and insisted the temples be burned instead. So, the temple operation was to spare you getting hurt. Yeah, I didn't know that.
It changes things. Everything has changed. Actually, I've decided to reapproach the entire effort to the Christianization of the area. My mother has the right idea. Has there been any word? No, but I'm starting to suspect something. Lotilius saw her leave your place. Why wasn't he questioned on it? Thank you. Yes, this is what I wanted to know. I was set up. I know that now too. Unfortunately, he and the bishop have been inseparable since the since the temple of Artemis collapsed. I can't ask him easily. There's more to what's going on here than I'm being told about. My father is back, and he's pressuring me too. They talk down to me like a child. They tell me what to say and think and do, and I'm sick of it all. John, I think what you need to do is stand up to them. You think so? What do you think they're gonna do if you tell them you want to reapproach? They won't take it well. But it will be good for them. And you, if you stand up for yourself, prove to them who you are, even though you don't have anything to prove to them. Tell them that you have your own mind and you've come to it on your own. They'll come down on me hard for that. So what? Fuck them. Let them rant and let them steam over it. Meanwhile, you'll be doing what you think is right. I imagine the Christianization to be a glorious one, hearts and flowers, and everyone just agrees. I didn't realize you were such a stubborn pagan ghetto. Yeah. Well, that's minicap ammonia for you. So cheers. Cheers. You know, you aren't the monster I thought you were. And you are more than I thought you were too. You're trying to get in my pants now. What if I was? I wouldn't stop you. That's the wine talking. That's the wine singing.
Jonicus, Cuarticus, and Regius Avius spent that night together. I'll let you figure out for yourself the rest. It will suffice to say that now the pair were very strong, even intimate friends. The next day, Jonicus returned to the imperial fort on a mission thanks to encouragement from Regius, to settle once and for all who was in charge, and to put a stop to the madness once and for all, and to find out exactly what Lotilius knew about his mother's whereabouts.
Meanwhile, while Sebastianus was engaging one of his favorite activities, sniffing around near the rubble where the temple of Artemis once properly stood, his keen eye catches something out of the corner, hidden away with the rest of the rubbish and rubble.
What?
A mysterious wooden box with strange characters that he didn't recognize painted on the side. His cat-like senses flared, and something told him it was just out of place. Something wasn't right. He took it to Regius immediately.
What do you make of this? These characters? That's not Greek.
What? You're right. This looks like a box, but in any language you can tell a red flag when you see one. Looks like it originated, but seemingly from, I'm guessing, the Orient.
From the Orient?
From the Far East. Maybe the land of Qin, or from another land. I don't know what it's called. It's so far east that they call it the land of the sunrise.
What's that? It looks like black dust.
It tastes and smells like, It's possible this was used at the Temple of Artemis. It might make an explosion. They call them Chinese lightnings or fireworks. They have these things there, they shoot up into their air, and they make colorful lights in the sky, explosions of color.
So that wasn't lightning? You mean someone tried to make us think it was lightning? Why?
I don't know. Maybe to make the people blame the gods. Maybe to blame us for it. If this was used, but who else would have access to it? But the only outfit in minicap ammonia with branches that far out is the Christian church. But Jonicus was in there. Why would they want to assassinate Jonicus? Sebastianus, I want you to find Antonius. and warn him to keep one eye on that boyfriend of his. He's captain of the Imperial Guard. If there was some sort of plot, he might not be safe, and his safety is important to me. And whatever he does, tell him not to trust that fucking bishop as far as he could throw him.
Okay, I'll find him and let him know. You should catch up with Diane. He knows more about that Oriental stuff than anyone. He studies him, you know?
I will be safe, Sebastianus.